Hello student, today we will discuss about different types of respiration as well as meaning of respiration, means different phases of respiration. Okay, so let's start. What is the meaning of respiration? Generally we can say if you take the air and outlet the air, then this process is known as the respiration, but this is not respiration. Suppose that now I am taking the air, now I am expelled the air. So this process, this is the physical process. I am taking the air, now releasing the air. This process is known as the breathing. This is the breathing. So what is the meaning of breathing? Breathing means taking of air and releasing of air. Okay, and this process is known as the breathing. This is the physical process, not respiration. So what is the meaning of respiration? So respiration means intake of oxygen and releasing of carbon dioxide. This process is known as the respiration, or you can say the exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide by body. This process is known as the respiration. In the process of respiration, physical process also involved. Suppose that in case of human, you take the air, it means that the physical process involved here. Then inside the lungs and inside my cell or inside the blood, there is some of the chemical process, some of the enzymes are there inside the cell, inside the blood, which involve or which help for the process of respiration. That's why the respiration process, this is the physical process also, and this is the chemical process also. That's why you can say respiration, this is the physiochemical process. This is the physiochemical process where number of enzymes are involved. Okay, we'll see later what are the enzymes are involved in the process of respiration actually. Okay, next thing. So respiration, this is the physiochemical process. Number of enzymes are involved. It means that by the process of respiration, we get the energy. So respiration is the process by which breakdown of food matter taking place. Breakdown of food matter occurs and releasing of energy. So breakdown of food matter which occurs in the process of respiration and releasing of energy also taking place in the process of respiration. So respiration, this is the physiochemical process. This is the one type of catabolic process. Catabolic process means the breakdown of food matter. Catabolic process means breakdown of food matter. So breakdown of food matter, number of bonds breaking and such bond releasing more energy in a form of ATP. So breakdown of food matter, that's why you can say this is the catabolic process. So breakdown of food matter, releasing of energy as well as carbon dioxide, this process is known as the respiration. So actually you have to remember the very conceptual definition. The respiration means oxidation of food matter, releasing of energy and carbon dioxide. This process is known as the respiration. So oxidation of food matter. Suppose that food matter means generally carbohydrate. Suppose that food matter means generally carbohydrate. So suppose that glucose C6H12O6. So this is the glucose. This is your food matter. So oxidation of food matter means addition of oxygen. So in the process of respiration, addition of oxygen occur, and this is known as the oxidation. And in this process, the breakdown of food matter taking place. As I told, the breakdown of food matter means the glucose, it breaks into simpler form. Okay, so in addition of oxygen, the glucose which break into carbon dioxide as well as water. So 6CO2 carbon dioxide, the gas is released, water also released here, and energy also produced. So in a form of ATP, in a form of ATP. So by the process of respiration, we get the energy. Okay, so this is the process. So this is the oxidation of food matter, releasing of energy and carbon dioxide. This process is known as respiration. So respiration is the oxidation of food matter, releasing of energy and carbon dioxide. This is known as the respiration. Okay. So in the process of respiration, there is the addition of oxygen. But in some cases, without oxygen, respiration also taking place. It means that without oxygen, the breakdown of food matter also takes place. And such type of respiration is known as the anaerobic respiration. So I mean that the respiration on the basis of requirement of oxygen, it may be two types. One is the aerobic respiration, another is the anaerobic respiration. So now types. So what are the different types of respiration? One may be the aerobic respiration, another is anaerobic respiration. So in aerobic respiration, there is no requirement in aerobic respiration, there is the requirement of oxygen. Okay, and in case of anaerobic respiration, there is no requirement of oxygen. So respiration, in this process, oxygen is required. So in presence of oxygen, the food matter completely break into carbon dioxide and water. And such type of respiration found in case of almost all organisms. In case of almost all organisms, okay, aerobic respiration. But in some cases, oxygen are not involved. Are not involved in some process of the respiration in case of some of the organisms. And such type of respiration is known as anaerobic respiration. In anaerobic respiration, there is no oxygen. There is no requirement of oxygen. That's why the food matter incompletely break into lactic acid or ethanol. But in case of aerobic respiration, food matter means glucose completely break into carbon dioxide and water. So it means that in case of aerobic respiration, more energy is released. But in case of anaerobic respiration, less energy is released. Okay, so this is the process. And the anaerobic respiration also found in case of higher organism also, in case of human also. Suppose that if you exercise vigorously, if you exercise vigorously, then there is the more demand of supply of oxygen, more demand of supply of more energy. So at that time, the muscle cell, in very fast and speedily, they prepare more and more energy, because more and more energy is needed for the muscle cell. At that time, muscle cell respires anaerobically, and which forms and which synthesize lactic acid, okay. But in case of yeast, there is the formation of ethanol. That's why this is known as the alcoholic fermentation. So up to this, everyone clear what is the meaning of respiration and what are the different types of respiration? So respiration means oxidation of food matter, releasing of carbon dioxide and water, and releasing of energy. This process is known as the respiration. This is the catabolic process, the oxidation of food matter, releasing of energy and carbon dioxide. This is known as the respiration. If the respiration occurs or respiration require oxygen, then the process is known as the aerobic respiration. If the respiration process does not require oxygen, then the process is known as the anaerobic respiration. Aerobic, in case of aerobic respiration, food matter completely break into carbon dioxide and water. That's why more energy is released from the aerobic respiration. But in case of anaerobic respiration, there is no requirement of oxygen. That's why food matter incompletely break into lactic acid and or somehow ethanol also. In case of yeast, ethanol are produced, ethyl alcohol are produced. That's why this is known as the alcoholic fermentation. But so we have seen that the glucose, in absence of oxygen, which break into lactic acid or ethanol, and such lactic acid and ethanol in presence of oxygen again which break into carbon dioxide and water and releasing energy. So this is the anaerobic respiration and this is aerobic respiration. Okay, so this is the two types of respiration. So now come to the different phases of respiration. So what are the different phases? The phases of respiration. So respiration means it needs oxygen in case of human. Suppose that in case of human it needs energy. It needs oxygen. So different phases means there is the three steps. First step, suppose that the body different gases are present in atmosphere, oxygen, carbon dioxide, nitrogen, and different gases are present in atmosphere. Okay, so first gases entering into the body, the different gases entering into our body, and this process involvement of physical activity, and this process is known as the breathing. This is the breathing. So first phase of the respiration, this is the breathing. Suppose that this is the lungs. So here the oxygen entering into lungs, where number of gases are present, carbon dioxide also present, nitrogen also present, and the lungs, it has the surface. Suppose that this is the surface lungs. Now the oxygen here, the partial pressure is more. That's why the oxygen which is diffused to the body fluid, or which is diffused into body fluid through the wall of lungs. Now from body fluid, suppose that this is the blood vessels. So from body fluid, oxygen entering into blood vessels, and here is blood which carry oxygen to the, suppose that this is the cell. Now this oxygen it again diffuse to the body fluid, diffuse to the body fluid or the tissue fluid and entering into the cell. Entering into the cell. So there is the different phases. So first, air entering into the body, entering into the lungs. This process is known as the breathing. This is the physical process. Then second thing, now oxygen is exchanged with carbon dioxide, okay, and this is known as the external respiration. So exchange of oxygen, exchange of atmospheric oxygen with body fluid or the blood, in general blood, then this process is known as the external respiration. So external respiration means the exchange of atmospheric oxygen with the blood. This process is known as the external respiration. External respiration. Now, the blood carry oxygen and reach to the cell or the tissue. Now, the oxygen which dissolve to the tissue fluid and from tissue fluid to the cell. So, it means that the exchange of oxygen, the exchange of gases or the oxygen with the cell, oxygen of blood with the cell, this is known as the internal respiration. So this process is known as the internal respiration. Internal respiration means exchange of blood oxygen with the cell, blood oxygen with the tissue or the cell. This is known as internal respiration. Internal respiration. So it means that when we take the air, suppose that now I am taking the air, so the air is entering in my lungs. This process is known as the breathing. Now the lungs, that is the surface through which the gaseous exchange taking place. So oxygen dissolved to the body tissue fluid, and from tissue fluid to the blood capillary or the blood, and this process is known as external respiration. It means that here the exchange of gases taking place through the respiratory surface. So the in case of human, the wall of lungs which is permeable to different respiratory gases, means carbon dioxide and the oxygen, okay, somehow carbon monoxide also. So that's why this wall of lungs is known as respiratory surface, which is known as respiratory surface. Respiratory surface, okay, respiratory surface. So lungs is our respiratory surface which present inside the thoracic cavity. So this is the thorax, inside the thoracic cavity, okay. Now the internal respiration means the exchange of oxygen, blood oxygen. It here is the tissue fluid, but in general blood oxygen with the cell or the tissue, this is known as internal respiration. So internal respiration means so this is the exchange of gases or oxygen through respiratory surface, means lungs. So internal respiration means exchange of gases in between blood oxygen and cell carbon dioxide or carbon dioxide of cell or cell's carbon dioxide. This is known as the internal respiration. Am I clear up to this? So what is the different phases means different steps of the respiration. First, the breathing in case of human, then external respiration means exchange of gases taking place through the respiratory surfaces, and third one is the internal respiration. After that, the oxygen is transported to the tissue where exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide taking place in between the oxygen of blood with the carbon dioxide generated from the tissue or the cell. This is known as the internal respiration. So this is not the step, these are the different phases of the respiration. So in case of human, our respiratory surface present inside the thoracic cavity. That's why we are taking air to, we bring the air to the respiratory surface means lungs. So think of some of the animals also present, their respiratory surfaces present on the body surface, So they need not take the air into the body. Why? The respiratory surface present outside of the body, on the surface of the body. So in such cases, such animals exchange the air through the body wall, and this process and this type of respiration is known as the cutaneous respiration. Suppose that in case of fishes, the respiratory surface means the gaseous exchange wall or the surface which present on the surface of gill. Okay, so that's why gill is known as the respiratory organ. In case of human, the gaseous exchange surface means respiratory surface present in the lungs. That's why lungs is known as our respiratory organ. But in case of earthworm, there is no special type of respiratory organ, but the gaseous exchange taking place through the body wall or the body surface. That's why such type of respiration is known as the cutaneous respiration. In case of fishes, the respiration or the gaseous exchange which taking place through the wall of gills, and this type of respiration is known as the branchial respiration. So if the respiration taking place through lungs, which is known as the pulmonary respiration. So on the basis of respiratory surfaces, the respiration may be different types, mainly 5 types. Suppose that the respiration, if it taking place through skin, then which is known as cutaneous respiration. If the respiration taking place through gills, then which is known as branchial respiration. If the respiration taking place through trachea means the branching tubular structure, trachea, then the respiration is known as tracheal respiration. Pulmonary respiration. So mainly 4 types of respiration are there. You can add another one. So the cutaneous respiration, the respiration which taking place through the skin or the integument, the body covering is known as the integument. Okay, so if the exchange of gases taking place through skin or integument, then such type of respiration is known as the cutaneous respiration. In case of frog, in case of toad, the wall of buccal cavity and the pharyngeal cavity, you can say combinedly buccopharyngeal cavity. So in case of frog, In case of toad, the buccopharyngeal cavity also provide the respiratory surfaces at the time of estivation or the hibernation. At the time of estivation or hibernation. Hibernation means winter sleep, estivation means summer sleep. And such type of respiration, if the respiration taking place through wall of buccopharyngeal cavity, then the respiration is known as the buccopharyngeal respiration, which may be the buccopharyngeal respiration. Then the pulmonary respiration, lungs. The lungs, it may be different types. Diffusion lungs. Diffusion lungs means book lungs. Example is book lungs. Another may be the ventilation lungs, and last one is mammalian lungs. Okay, mammalian lungs. So on the basis of respiratory surfaces, respiration may be classified into mainly 4 types. One may be the cutaneous respiration, buccopharyngeal respiration, bronchial respiration, tracheal respiration, pulmonary respiration. Now move to the cutaneous respiration. The respiration which takes place through skin or integument, known as cutaneous respiration. Integument means the body covering. Okay. So this type of respiration found in earthworms, leech, some of the larvae of fishes, as well as frog and toads, and larvae of frog and toads. Okay. So the respiration which takes place through skin or the integument, known as the cutaneous respiration. So suppose that this is the animal, suppose that this is the earthworm. Okay. So this is the integument or the skin. Integument or the skin. Okay. So now, so oxygen present in the atmosphere. So how such oxygen diffused to the blood? Diffused to the blood or the body fluid present inside the blood vessels. Inside the blood vessels. Suppose that this is the blood vessels of the earthworm which contains blood, and such blood vessels present below the skin. So how such oxygen diffused to the blood which present inside the below the skin? So first of all, the secretion of mucus, gland which form a moist layer, as well as it forms a watery thin film. Film means a thin layer of water or mucus. Okay, so body, it is covered by mucus layer, thin film of mucus layer or thin film of water layer. So continuous secretion of mucus gland, as well as the coelomic fluid. In case of earthworm, the coelomic fluid also comes out through the dorsal pore. So coelomic fluid as well as the secretion of mucus which keep the skin moist always. Okay, and it forms a thin film, a thin layer on the surface of the skin, and the skin is the skin which is more permeable to oxygen. Okay, so now what happened? So this is the mucus, layer or the watery film. Suppose that this is the mucus This is the mucous film. Okay, so the oxygen which diffused fast to the mucous film, then from the skin which diffused to the blood. Okay, and the carbon dioxide which diffused to the watery film or the layer on the surface of the skin, and this carbon dioxide released to the air, and this type of respiration is known as the cutaneous respiration. So this is the one type of cutaneous respiration found in case of leeches, in case of earthworms. Okay, so this is the very simple process. So the atmospheric oxygen, it first diffused to the mucous film, and then oxygen diffused to the skin or the wall of the earthworm, then the blood. So from blood, the oxygen which diffused to cell. Now the carbon dioxide which produced from the cell by the respiration process, again it diffused to blood, then from blood to skin, then from skin to mucous film and to air or the outside. Okay, so this is the process of cutaneous respiration. So what about bucopharyngeal respiration? So buccal cavity and the pharyngeal cavity which also moist because of the secretion of mucus. So such mucus is helping for the diffusion of oxygen, atmospheric oxygen, and helps for the entering of oxygen into the body. Okay, so this is the one type of cutaneous respiration found in leeches. Okay, so the moist or the softness of the skin, it is more needed for the cutaneous respiration. Now come to the branchial respiration. The respiration which takes place through gills known as branchial respiration, and such type of branchial respiration mainly found in aquatic animals. Aquatic animal means the fishes, the tadpoles of frog and the toads, crustaceans, and some of the mollusks also. Okay, so the branchial respiration means the respiration which taking place through gills known as branchial respiration. Again, such gills, again it may be two types. If the gills present outside of the body, this is known as the external gill. If the gill present inside the gill chamber, inside the branchial chamber, then which is known as the internal gill. So what is external gill and what is internal gill? So external gill, suppose that this is nothing but this is the elevation of body wall. Suppose that this is the body wall, and if it elevated like this structure, it formed like this structure, then this is known as the external gill, and this is the body wall. So what is internal gill? So internal gill also, suppose that this is the body wall. Okay, if this gill which present inside this chamber, and this chamber is known as the branchial chamber, and here suppose that gill which present inside the branchial chamber, this is known as the internal gill. And now this gill, which is this gill chamber, it is protected by a covering. This is known as the operculum. So this is known as operculum. So gill chamber, it is covered up by the operculum, and it provides the protection, and it protect the gill from the enemies. And this is the branchial chamber, and gill is present. So gill means this is the respiratory surface. So such type of gill present in aquatic animals, aquatic animals. So aquatic animal means they are living in water. So continuously such gill bath by the water. These gill continuously bath by the water. So when water stream moving on the surface of the gill, then the water contains oxygen which readily diffuse to the gill, and gill which is provided with more blood capillaries. So gill is vascular, that's why oxygen readily diffuse to the blood. Okay, and now the carbon dioxide present in gill which diffuse to the outgoing water. Okay, so this is the mechanism. This is the mechanism of the branchial respiration. So the very little amount of oxygen dissolve in water, such oxygen readily diffuse to the gill, or diffused into the gill, and gill which is provided with more blood supply, and such blood which capture the oxygen and the carbon dioxide present in blood which diffuse to the outgoing water. So this is the process by which branchial respiration taking place. Okay, now come to the tracheal respiration. Tracheal respiration, the respiration which takes place through trachea, known as the tracheal respiration. So what is trachea? Trachea is the branching tubular system. Okay, so such type of tracheal respiration found in insects, mainly insects like cockroach, okay, and also found in centipede. Okay, so this is the branchial tubular system. Suppose that this is the trachea, and which forms number of branch here, and this terminal branch known as tracheole. This is known as the tracheole, and this is the trachea. Okay, so this is the trachea. So trachea, it communicates to outside through a opening, and this opening is known as spiracle. This is important. The opening is known as the spiracle. Now, so the tracheole at the terminal end which connect to the tissue or the cell, Okay, suppose that these are the cell, and the tracheole, the terminal end tracheole, which is filled with tissue fluid. It is filled with tissue fluid. This is known as the tracheal fluid or the tissue fluid. This is the tissue fluid. So, and these are the tissues or the cells. So how air enter into body or enter into the trachea or the tracheole? So by the contraction and the expansion of thoracic muscles or the body muscles, the wall of tracheole which compressed and relaxed. So because of the contraction and the relaxation of the body muscles, there is the formation of ventilation force or the sucking force through which the air enter into tracheole. So the tracheole, this is one type of ventilation process. So automatically air enter into the trachea through the opening. This is known as the spiracle. Oxygen or the air enter into the trachea, then tracheole, then the oxygen present in incoming air diffused to the tracheal fluid, and now this oxygen from tracheal fluid diffused to the cell. Okay, and the carbon dioxide produced from the cell, it first diffused to the tissue fluid or the tracheal fluid, and from tissue fluid to diffuse to the outgoing air. So this is the process of tracheal respiration. Now come to the pulmonary respiration. The respiration which takes place through lungs is known as the pulmonary respiration, and this type of respiration present almost all vertebrates and some of the invertebrate also. Okay, so the diffusion lungs, so the lungs which has the capacity to trap the oxygen from the air, and this type of lungs is known as the diffusion lungs. And the book lungs, this is the good example of the diffusion lungs. Book lungs present in scorpions, where the lungs is tubular in structure or the sac-like in structure, in which the wall which folded in series of lamina, the leaf-like structure, the seat of the notebook-like structure. Okay, that's why this is known as the book lungs. So the lamella, the surface of lamella, which is permeable to air, that's why it is more helpful for the diffusion of oxygen and the carbon dioxide. And the ventilation lungs also present in terrestrial vertebrates. So with ventilation process, the respiration, the pulmonary respiration occurs automatically. Okay, mammalian lungs, the lungs of mammals, which is one pair present inside the thoracic cavity, and the unit of lungs, this is the alveolus. So alveolus, it has the respiratory surfaces through which gaseous exchange taking place. So we will discuss in my subsequent session regarding the mammalian lungs as well as transport and exchange of gases. Okay, thank you for watching.